Oh my god, making this video was a journey. I have recorded over an hour of footage just for my computer to decide to crash, and I could not recover that footage. So we're gonna try this video once again. And now it's raining, and now the valley doesn't look as beautiful. But nothing is gonna stop me from making this video, even though it's 2 a.m. right now and I wanna go to sleep. But I decided to make this video for tomorrow, so I will it for tomorrow. If you appreciate it, subscribe. We're trying to reach 40,000 subscribers. Let's dive right into it. So Storybook Vale comes with lots of resources, and in this video I'm gonna show you every single resource and how to get it. Let's start with the bind. Before we begin, I want to get something straight. This DLC is very straightforward and it's very simple compared to, for example, Eternity Isle or the base game. If something spawns in a specific biome, it spawns everywhere. Fishing, mining, foraging, absolutely everything is identical in every biome. For example, if you look at the map, if the fish spawns in Ever After, it will spawn in absolutely every part. If the gem is available in Ever After, it will spawn in every single part. So there is no difference between the parts. That makes this so much easier compared to Eternity Isle, where you have to remember which part of which biome specific items spawn in, or which gem belongs to that specific. None of that in Storybook Vale. I love this about this thing. The only thing that kind of varies between the parts is the flowers. There are certain flowers that can spawn only in specific parts. You can easily go to foraging and check out which exact parts of the biomes the flowers spawn in. Everything else spawns in the entire biome. So everything I'm gonna say here refers to the entire biome. Alright, let's start with fishing. So there is 4 different things you can fish out of water in the bind. And I'm going to tell you just the easiest way to get these things. It's possible there's low chance of dropping them from different colored bubbles, but what I'm going to say is the most easiest and the highest chance of getting things. So from golden bubbles, you can get the crab. The Hermit Crab, which is used in a lot of recipes and crafting recipes as well. It's a very versatile item, so you definitely want to stock up on this. And every time you fish on orange bubbles, you're guaranteed to get Hermit Crab, so that's good. There he is. Now, another thing you can get from the bind is the sea grape, and also another fish that's called koi fish. And those two are basically 50-50 if you fish outside of the bubbles. This is the highest chance of get koi fish and sea grape by fishing with no bubbles. Do not fish in blue bubbles in the bind, because you're just gonna get common fish that you get in a regular valley. If you want to catch a sea wolf, you wanna try the white bubbles. So blue bubbles are useless in the bind, which is good because they're the most difficult to get. So we got koi fish, we got sea grapes, and now we get to get a beautiful sea wolf. Well, as I said, you have a very small chance of catching koi from other colored bubbles, but it's gonna happen very rarely. Most of the time, white bubbles are gonna give you a sea wolf. Come on, Gabe. Come on. Don't disrespect me like that. I've been testing this for hours. There you go. This is what you're gonna get 90% of the time from the white bubbles. There you go. Fishing in the bind done. Let's move to Ever After. By the way, in case you're curious, what do you get from blue bubbles in the bind? The answer is... ta-da! Tuna! If you want some tuna, you know where to go. I bet this is gonna rain for the rest of the video, but honestly, I hope it doesn't matter, because this video is about the information and not about the beauty, even though we all know that the Storybook Vale is extremely beautiful. So there's 3 things you can catch from water in Ever After. Number 1 is the fish that's called Lamprey, I think. I keep forgetting the name of this fish. You can catch it from orange bubbles, guaranteed. Every time you catch fish in orange bubbles, you're getting Lamprey. And this fish is very useful in crafting of the traps and lures, and also some recipes as well. So this is orange bubbles. Now, in Ever After, blue bubbles are actually useful. They give you a sea monster tooth. Well, at least it has the highest chance to give you a sea monster tooth. And this one is used for lots of very good crafting recipes as well. There you go. And if you want to get some salt crystals, you're gonna need to fish without bubbles. So in this biome, white bubbles are actually not useful, and most of the time gonna give you I think it's herring. Yeah, I think it's herring. Also, no bubbles has about 70-80% chance to give cod. Salt crystals are pretty rare, at least for me, but that's how you get them. No bubbles. Welcome to Mythopia. Here, the fishing can give you 4 different fish. And once again, don't forget, you can fish it from anywhere in Mythopia. I love fishing in this pond. It has 4 fishing spots, and I just love the way it looks. So this one, if you fish with no bubbles, you have 50-50 chance to get either flying fish, or I forgot the name of this thing. What is it called? Posidonia. I keep forgetting the words. This is used in a lot of crafting recipes, so nice to have. So if you want a flying fish or Posidonia, fish in Mythopia with no bubbles. Don't bother with blue bubbles in Mythopia. You're gonna get squid. And there's plenty of good ways to get squid. Here we go. We got flying fish. Now, white bubbles, most of the time, gonna give you a little seahorse, which is called rhino, or flying fish. Once again, I'm hitting these jackpots right now. It's literally very low chance to get those from white bubbles. Instead, you're gonna get not rhino, hippocampus. Am I making this up? This sounds ridiculous. Is that an actual word? Oh my god, the game is trolling me. I got squid from white bubbles. This doesn't happen often, I promise. I have never got a squid from white bubbles, and I've done 300 plus fishing in this biome. The game just trolling me right now. This Hippocampus. Yes, I knew it. I nailed it. This is what you're gonna get 90% of the time. 99% of the time fishing in the white bubbles. And blue bubbles, 99% of the time, gonna give you squid. Now, another thing you can catch from here is going to be Mudskipper, which you can guarantee yourself from orange bubbles. So yeah, lots and lots of things you can fish out from Storybook Vale. There you go, beautiful Stygian Mudskipper. With fishing done, let's move on to foraging. By the way, by the end of this video, we're gonna answer, is any of the crops on Storybook Vale actually better than pumpkins? Stick around to find out. Now, foraging is pretty straightforward. Once again, everything is the same in every part of the biome. In the bind, you can get persimmons from these trees. You can get sour berries from this kind of tree. You can get gooseberries from a little spice plant. And you can get a snail from just lying on the ground. It's called trumpet snail. You can also get the pine cones from under the trees. I'm pretty sure it's the same logic with spawning as wood, so make sure you have at least one tree around your bind, so you can have those spawning around. I also keep finding cinnamon under the trees as well, which is kind of strange, but it's not native to here, so it's fine. In Ever After, once again, you will get garlic, just like cinnamon in the bind. It's just gonna be lying around for some reason. I don't know why. You can also get Brussels sprouts from these bushes. You can get spiral strawberries from these bushes. You can get porcini mushrooms just spawning around. And also 2 things that are just lying around are gonna be club rush. I think that's what it's called. Yep, common club rush, and the moth. Now, there's another way to get moth is digging out the logs in the bind, but this is much easier because it spawns everywhere. Also, a little tip, if you don't find any of these resources spawning in any areas, check out areas around the trial. For some reason, right now, the game is bugged, and most of the items spawn in this area. In every biome that has a trial, just check around the trial. There's going to be a lot of spawns. In Mythopia, you can find olives on the trees. Sorry, nutmeg on the trees, and also olives on the similar looking trees. This is also nutmeg. Here is the olives. Oh, got a golden olive bush. Other stuff that can be found around is this lighting spice and the mussels just lying around the Mythopia. And of course, you can find vanilla for some reason. They decided to add 1 common spice in every biome. Alright, let's start digging. What can you find from digging? In the bind, the only thing that is different you can find is mud. And I need a potion. Digging without a potion is not a good use of your time. Another reason to dig with a potion is that right now there is a bug. Every time you dig with a potion in the Storybook Vale, you have a super high chance to get memories. So yeah, this one gives you basically regular soil and mud. Mud is used in some recipes, but it's not super useful. So you can also get mud by destroying little teacups in Ever After. Digging in Ever After, however, is very beneficial because it gives you volcanic rock that's used in a lot of traps and other items. And it gives you fairy bubbles, which are used in crafting some items, most notably the display bubbles, which are, in my opinion, one of the best items in the game. So I highly recommend getting as many bubbles as you can. Digging in Mythopia is going to give you some gravel and some weapons, which are also used in crafting. And lots of memories, of course. Another thing you could get from Mythopia... Now, once again, I haven't unlocked some of the abilities yet. I'm going to assume this is probably going to drop some marble. But if you put out these fires, you can get some volcanic rock, which is another way to get it. But it's much easier to get it from digging in Ever After. It's mining time! In the bind, you can only find one gem, and it's opal. Of course, you're going to get a lot of petrified wood as well. And once again, mining, I highly recommend using a potion if you can afford it, because it's going to make your life much easier. Opal comes in two variations. It comes the regular and the shiny. Of course, most of the time you're going to be getting all coal, stone. I don't think you can get stone from here. Mostly coal, some iron every once in a while with a rare chance to get opal. You will also get petrified wood, but petrified wood can also be found in Ever After, so it's not exclusive to this biome. Here we go, we finally got some opal. That's a lot of opal. Used in a lot of crafting recipes too. In Ever After, there's actually two gems that you can get. Pure Ice and Star Sapphire. Both of them come in regular and shiny version, even though I'm not sure how Pure Ice is actually a gem. Here's some Star Sapphire and some Pure Ice. So yeah, two gems, both shiny and regular. Mythopia is very straightforward as well. Only two gems you can get in here. It's going to be Magma and Marble. And, well, Marble is not a gem, but Magma apparently counts as a gem because it comes in regular and shiny version. But Marble only comes as Marble, just one version. You basically have about equal chance. So this one could give you gold, and you can find iron, I think, in the bind as well. Here we got some Marble. It's beautiful. It is used in a couple crafting recipes as well. Now, before we get to farming, to make this guide complete, you can get certain ingredients buying from Goofy stalls. For example, you can get in the bind these two items. Shovelbird eggs and flyleaf feta. All of this stuff is used in lots of recipes. In Ever After, you can buy yogurt. And in Mythopia, you can buy golden apple, ambrosia, and I keep forgetting how this grain called. Elysian grain makes sense because that's the name of the place as well. So I think this is it. I think we covered every single item and how to get it. Now let's talk about the crops. Here they are. Every single crop in the Storybook Vale. Are any of them good? Are any of them worth farming instead of pumpkins? And the answer is no. In fact, it's not just no. It's a resounding no. It's not even close. Let's take a look at my spreadsheet. Profit per plant. If you're mining alone, without any buddies, each pumpkin you farm is going to give you profit of 389. That's the number to beat. That's the number to strive. The one that came closest to it was pineapple from Eternity Isle. So logically, you would think they're probably going to be a crop that's going to either come close or beat pumpkin in Storybook Vale, but it doesn't. The best crop in the entire Storybook Vale crop list is the honeydew melon, that only has 85 coins profit, which is 4 times less than pumpkins. Almost 5 times less than pumpkins. So farming in Storybook Vale feels like a little bit of the afterthought. Every single crop actually gives you only 1 drop. Every other area, Main Valley, Eternity Isle, has a chance to give you, not a chance. Some plants give 2 drops, 3 drops. On Storybook Vale, everything gives 1. And some things that you can grow actually lose money. For example, oats and green beans. The seed for oat costs 250, and when you sell the oat, it's 209. So you literally lose money from growing oats and green beans. Some things make almost no profit, like barley. Growing barley basically gives you the same money back. Now, of course, if you have lots of farming buddies, you will make profit, but it's not going to be near close to pumpkins. Not even in the same ballpark. It's a little bit disappointing. It feels like the farming on Storybook Vale is basically there to just give you ingredients for cooking meals and completing Dreamlight duties. That's the only thing I would focus. What I would do, if you have outer gardeners, I would set a couple of fields and just grow a bunch of every single ingredient. I would just grow a little bit of every single ingredient, just so you have enough for recipes and to complete some of the Dreamlight duties in Storybook Vale, like selling vegetables, selling fruits, growing vegetables in every biome, from every biome, like complete those. And after that, go back to farming pumpkins, because you are not going to make any money in here. So overall, my final thoughts on the items in DLC. I absolutely love the simplicity of it. I think they nailed it. They introduced the right amount of ingredients. It's not too overwhelming. I've seen some comments saying that they're disappointed that the Storybook Vale doesn't have as many ingredients and forage and gems and fish as Eternity Isle. But think about it. It's a second DLC. We're going to be getting one more DLC every year. If we get a bunch of new items every single year, like, the amount of things to manage is going to grow insanely, and it's going to be very overwhelming. Instead, this DLC does not feel overwhelming. It feels very balanced. I think they nailed the amount. They nailed the simplicity, just making every biome, every area in the biome have the same drops, just makes it so much easier to manage things. You can actually just go into your favorite area and do all of your foraging and mining and fishing without worrying which area you're in. It's beautiful. It gives you peace of mind and lets you focus on other things without needing to constantly go into collection and look up where to find anything. So I think they nailed it, and I hope they stick to this. They're not gonna do insane amounts of stuff in the future DLCs. Otherwise, our storage is gonna need to take the entire biome. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope the video was helpful, and I hope my recording doesn't crash again, so I have to record this video for the third time. It kind of was a good thing that I got to record it again, because my first time this recording took over an hour because I kept forgetting things, had to double check certain things. But now, like literally after recording the video once, second time was so much smoother. I knew exactly what I was talking about. It's basically like first video was a script for my second video. So I'm glad it happened. I think I ended up with a better video in the end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. And we're trying to reach 40,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Let's make it happen. Click that button, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.